So these are my ideas for Batman Reboot, which will exist inside the Man of Steel universe. So, first of all, I think they should show more of the Wayne family. How his parents meet, perhaps, have both of Bruce's parents be rich, and they could both perhaps be, their families could be founding fathers of Gotham. And also, I think that they should really show that Gotham is the worst city in America. Just how bleak and how bad things are in it. Now, when it comes to the death of Bruce's parents, I think they should have the mugger really attack them, starting with hitting Bruce's mother, and then have Bruce's dad go for him. And during the struggle, the mother's killed, and then of course Bruce's father is killed. And to show just how bad Gotham and how bad the criminals in Gotham are, have the mugger shoot Bruce. You see, there he is. Here's the mugger, and he's shooting a kid just because he doesn't want to take the risk of ending up in jail. He shoots Bruce, who of course survives, and this will show. This would show just how messed up the criminals are in Gotham, and how Bruce surviving this will show how much inner strength he has. Also, I think they could emphasize bats in the film more. They could definitely have more bats. They could have a scene where Bruce and his class are investigating caves that run through Gotham, which could be a network which also lead to under the Wayne mansion. And they could have the whole class are swarmed by bats and everyone freaks out, but not Bruce. He feels no fear of them, And this could be before he's shot or anything, before his parents are killed, before anything bad happens. Then after he's shot and his family is killed, after that you could have outside his hospital, you could have a load of bats just gather outside of his hospital, almost kind of like a way of joining the whole thing together. Terrible bloody thing. Anyway, it's just a way of I don't know. I think it would be great symbolism anyway, having bats more in the film. Also, another thing with Bruce is I think they should show that he's a genius, that he can learn anything in a short amount of time. So after he loses his family, he convinces Alfred to take him around the world where he trains with people who are the best at their given field, such as detectives, martial arts experts, acrobats, escape artists, and so on and so forth. And have it that he leaves Gotham when he's really young, 12 years old, something like that, and returns when he's about 25. So he spends 13 odd years training to become, Batman in the end. But I think they should change it up as well with his character. So when he returns from training, he has, to some extent, gotten over what's happened to him. He's not full of anger. He's not full of hate, And he's also not sure that he even wants to become a vigilante anymore. Also, have his relationship with Alfred be much stronger and much, a much bigger. Have Alfred have a much bigger part in the film. That he's literally a second father to Bruce, and in some way, this is why he has been able to let go of all his anger. Of a large part of his anger, he's managed to let go of it. And so he could return to Gotham and live his life, and then something happens. You could have him perhaps change. You could have him go back to wanting to be a vigilante again because something happens to Alfred. They're attacked. Alfred's injured, so Bruce goes after him and this leads to him seeing how bad Gotham is, and he wants to become Batman. Obviously, um, have it. He does. The courts are corrupt, so Batman doesn't really believe in the justice system as such. So perhaps he dishes out his own form of justice by making more brutal. Perhaps he stops a criminal, but he breaks his kneecaps or something. Hurts the criminals pretty badly, so that even if they have lawyers who get them off, it doesn't matter because they're going to be walking with crutches for the rest of their life anyway. You could show that in some ways Batman is a villain. He's not just he's not really a villain, but he's an aggressive vigilante, one who's ready to hurt them badly, though not kill perhaps. I'd like one thing about I didn't like so much about the Dark Knight trilogy is the fighting in it. I thought, he uses elbows a lot and shit, and I didn't really like it. So, really, they could emphasize more on how great he is at fighting, and maybe, a bit more of a show. It's still a movie. I want to be entertained when it comes to a fight scene, and they could show just how good Batman is, like 10, 20 guys, where he just kicks the crap out of all of them. Also, I'd like to see Batman as the world's greatest detective. I want to see him actually using those brains of his to solve shit, to figure out, anyway, just have him be a detective, basically, as well. Another thing I think they should do is they should really make the city of Gotham a real character. Show how dedicated people are to staying in the city, no matter how bad it gets. Perhaps even have something weird happen. You could have it that perhaps something happened, say 50 odd years ago in Gotham, where like a Luthor experiment or LexCorp or whatever it's called. You could have it that and this would also be like a Easter egg type thing for. That's the wrong term, isn't it? Anyway, have something happen where an experiment went wrong and ended up shrouding all of Gotham in darkness. So like there's a cloud that looms above Gotham, keeping it in darkness, day and night. So it has like the hottest summers and the coldest winters, but still people stay in Gotham. For whatever their reasons, they stay. And according to all the scientists, this cloud won't leave for like 100 years. So, yeah, so you could do that, really showing that the people of Gotham love their city. Also, you could have, really show the criminal gangs, how many there are, and how powerful they are. And maybe even have it that they practically own the police department. I'm not sure if there should be a main villain in the film. I think that Gotham itself could be the villain. In that it's the place that Bruce loves the most in the world, but also hates the most. Where his best and worst memories are. So instead of have like Joker or Bane or anything like that, just I think better off showing Bruce cleaning up the city, changing things, both as Batman and as Bruce Wayne. With Jim Gordon, I think he could perhaps be a new captain in a new station, a police. Yeah, anyway, he could be a captain in a police station, and he tries to clean up the department, but because of this, his family are attacked by cops. like a drive-by or something, and this ends up maybe wounding his daughter, who's maybe like 12, 13 years old, and she ends up in a wheelchair. Of course, for those who don't know, Jim Gordon's daughter is Barbara Gordon, who would one day become Batgirl, but I don't know if they'd bother with anything like that. You could have Jim Gordon hunt down the cops, attack them, try and take them out, but finds himself outnumbered and is saved by Batman. And this would be when Jim Gordon realizes that the insanity that that this insanity of a man in a bat suit is exactly what Gotham needs, and he creates the bat signal to let everyone in Gotham know that the rumors of Batman are real, you know, and they're not just rumors. He is real. I don't think Batman needs a love interest in the film as such. Instead, I'd have Bruce enjoying his life a little, actually living, he'd actually live the Bruce Wayne life of spending lots of money, sleeping with lots of women. Instead of that life just being a mask, I'd have it as more of a release, his way of dealing with the intensity of being Batman, and I think that would be good, to show that Bruce Wayne is also living his life. He's not just a mask for Batman to put on. Bruce Wayne is as real as Batman. He enjoys the life of being out there and enjoying the time when he's not Batman. I said this in my Wonder Woman video, and that is that I thought that Batman and Wonder Woman would be good together. So perhaps there could be a scene where Batman finds a woman killing a bunch of bad guys and he tries to stop her. They fight, and of course he's way out of his weight class and she kicks his ass, being Wonder Woman and all. Though she is impressed with him considering he has no powers. And you could make this fight perhaps a little more humorous, and it could maybe lead to them both having sex. With Wonder Woman literally ripping his armor off, and and he's totally up for it because he's still a guy, for fuck's sake, and and then just as and afterwards she just gets up, and just as she's leaving, she says something like, "That was very satisfying," or something, and then she just flies away and leaves. Bruce, who's all bruised up and messed up, but he's pretty damn happy because he just had sex with Wonder Woman. And at the end of the movie, I don't know. I think the end of the movie could have Bruce. Bruce seeing, could be the end of the movie. Could be when Zod attacks the Earth. So, there's the scene where, Zod comes on TV and "You Are Not Alone" scene and everything. And then we just kind of move forward to a week later after Superman has defeated them and everything. And we see Bruce building new armor, that he's the result of everything that happened in Metropolis is him designing armor and weapons of some kind, for if he should ever have to face someone like Superman or Wonder Woman in battle. And I think that would make, make a good ending. Also, and it would, join the worlds together, of course. Batman realizes the world has changed, so he has to change with it, basically. He has to create an armor that's not just for fighting criminals with guns and knives. He has to create armor that can perhaps protect him from someone as powerful as Superman. Well, that's it. That's what I think the Batman reboot should be like. I mean, obviously there should be more, but you know, those are some of my ideas. So why don't you put down some of your ideas? You know, say what you'd like to see. Okay then.